Hey guys, thank you for stopping by. Today, I wanted to provide to you updates on where we are with the stock market, especially with all the news going on with MicroStrategy, how the market today behaved in a way that I've never seen before. It was such a bipolar day. We'll talk about what's really going to continue happening. Are we going to see continued short selling market manipulation in the Bitcoin mining sector? Will we continue to see decoupling, a negative correlation between the rise in Bitcoin? Bitcoin's almost passing that 100,000 threshold, and now all these Bitcoin mining companies doing well at the beginning of the market today, just with the opening of the first 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden just plummeting down close to about 20% from its high point early on when the market opened. We'll dive deep into the market along with me sharing news on MicroStrategy. How is the information between MicroStrategy, Mara, using that paired approach with that playbook of buying up Bitcoin? Is that going to add value? Will other Bitcoin mining companies do the same? So today I will share with you my overall assessment on CleanSpark, what my forecast is. I will touch on all of that. So let's go ahead and let's get started. First off, if you're new to this channel, I'd really appreciate you first hitting the like and subscribing for more related content. So what you're hearing in the background is just a rice cooker, so just disregard that. So, as you can see today, we're looking at the market when it first opened. As you can see here, it hovered up to about $15.20 just within minutes. That applied to all of the different miners with Mara, with Riot, all of the miner companies were doing well. And then in about 15 minutes, it dropped from, you see here, the high 15s all the way down to the mid $12. That is just a drastic fluctuation. There were so much people getting emotional here, just figuring out why this is the case. Bitcoin is at its all-time high, and we're seeing miner companies like CleanSpark taking a big hit. I know how you feel. I'm in that same situation, but taking out the emotion, I actually took advantage buying the dips here, even though at the end of the market it still went down. But overall, when you look at it, taking advantage if you have high conviction in companies like CleanSpark, I think this will really help. Most of you are wondering, will the short selling continue in this market? How long can it go for, right? I really don't think that the market manipulators they will be able to continue suppressing the Bitcoin mining community with companies like CleanSpark. I think that CleanSpark will start performing. It will start bouncing back up. It can't just stay at the bottom low. Just looking at it from a 1 year range here, we've seen CleanSpark hover up to the high 24 back in April, and it's just been trending down. But I think that just with all the market sentiment, we have a new leadership in the White House who supports Bitcoin, government strategic reserve mining for Bitcoin. It's changing the world dynamics. Countries really want to get into this strategic reserve so that that provides them with government power in the future. So with the United States setting the leading example, companies, governments, countries will start getting more involved with building on their portfolio with Bitcoin. Now, most of you are wondering, where will CleanSpark start going? So just looking at it from a 1 year range here, it's been just underperforming. I mean, last week was like one of the worst weeks that we've seen, especially with Trump being elected president, things were looking very good. And then all of a sudden, we started getting hit going down 20-30%. But that's just the name of the game. What goes down will eventually go back up, and what goes up will eventually go back down. But I think because folks are wondering what they'll be doing with their investments, there's going to be a lot of circulation of money going into the miners, especially with the suppression that's happening. Now, we have to also just look at the good information that's coming out. I think a lot of people today, especially investors of CleanSpark, a good number of people sold. They had their stop limit. They couldn't take it anymore because of the big volatility. But we have to look at it on the bright side, especially with the price of Bitcoin going up. That's really going to help companies like CleanSpark mature, have a positive return on cash flow. So just looking at it from a fundamental standpoint, that makes most sense. CleanSpark mined 655 Bitcoin. So they're just right behind Mara in terms of Bitcoin mining production. And when you think about it, even though they don't have that strategy of buying up Bitcoin right now, borrowing money to buy Bitcoin similar to MicroStrategy and Mara, they're able to mine at a fixed cost 655 Bitcoins. That's good numbers here compared to all of the different Bitcoin mining companies with their hold, they have close to 10,000 Bitcoin. So their average exahash, it's growing, right? Month-end operating hash rate is 31.3 exahash. So definitely something that we should be mindful about. It's only going to improve when we look at the Q4 numbers. So I definitely think that CleanSpark has that potential to start bouncing back up. Now, let's just look at all of the external factor news. We know that MicroStrategy, yesterday, the stock surged significantly. MSTR, MSTU, all of that bull run yesterday, including today. In the first hour, MicroStrategy was up, MSTU was up. Um, what's really driving this company's stock price up? A lot of people are hedging on MSTR, making huge gains. In fact, they were up close to about 800% just for year to date, outperforming Bitcoin. Just MSTR has been like one of the stocks similar to Nvidia that's just done so well, making people so much money, especially now that they've acquired about 51,000 Bitcoin for the price of 4.6 billion over just like a week span. But here's the thing though, they're buying it at the price of a high price point for Bitcoin. And what does that mean? I mean, MicroStrategy, they're just applying that hold hodl strategy of now having 331,000 Bitcoin. So that's their strategy, just to accumulate as much as Bitcoin that they have, even though BlackRock has 474,000 Bitcoin. So they're right behind BlackRock, but that's huge numbers for just a private company like a MicroStrategy. Uh, Great news that we saw yesterday. Great news that we saw today. However, it was up until we have a company that's shorting this stock. So you can see here on Twitter, Citron Research, they're known for shorting companies when they see that a stock has done so well and skyrocketed. So even though Citron is acknowledging Saylor's great bullish run over the course of many years now. So let's just read here. So fast forward today, MSTR has skyrocketed to over 5,000, while 4 years ago, Citron was the first to tell readers that MicroStrategy was the ultimate way to invest in Bitcoin, setting a 700 target. So Citron had a 700 target, but MSTR has bypassed that 5,000. So the fact that it's gone way beyond their expected target many years ago. That just shows that MSTR is at that high point already. And what we know is what goes up must come down, no matter how good of a company you are. That's just the name of the game in this stock market. And it's different because in the stock market, you have people who can hedge and short a stock. And I think that's what really drove the price of MSTR, MSTU down. And now what does that mean? All the people who were making a lot of money with MSTR, MSTO. The fear factors kicked in now, and they're wondering, what should we do? Should we be circulating this into other sectors? And one of the biggest sectors that hasn't really had a bullish run yet is the miner community. So companies like CleanSpark, Bitfarm, Riot, I think that they're going to start having a bull run. We expand this out here. I think it's just a matter of time when we begin to see CleanSpark, for example, break through its prior resistance. 24, I could see this getting up to 35, $40 if you have that patience heading into 2024. Again, the price of Bitcoin is up now. It's in that bull state. So money market makers cannot suppress the mining community for so long. Eventually, they're going to have to buy back their stocks at one point as they short sell. So that's my take. I hope that that gave you perspective on what I see in the market. But today it was such a weird market, just seeing how bad the market was. But that doesn't mean that the mining community will continue to be beat down. I think that we're going to start seeing light at the end of the tunnel and start seeing a bullish run similar to what we saw when Donald Trump got elected. We're going to see better days and we're going to start making some big bucks. So let's just ride that wave. And if price is discounted, I would take the emotion out and dollar cost average down. And again, please always make sure to take my information as guidance, do your research. And if you want to support this channel, I would really appreciate you hitting the like, subscribing to this small YouTube channel so it can build up and I can continue to add value to this community where we all can win. Thank you, everyone.